we're live.
What up? Let's get weird. This is the first Stay Cashin show of the new timeline. I'm excited to be here. We all made it through alive. Hopefully you guys are on the same timeline as I am. CERN just ran their fucking gigantic collider. Bill was very nervous last night. Bill, how do you feel? Do you feel you're on the new timeline? I feel like a new man. What do you feel like?
I feel exactly the same.
Okay, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Evan, how do you feel?
I feel like shit, so maybe I'm on the new timeline.
Yeah, you might be on the bad timeline.
Oh, bro, I'm fucked, bro.
Have you eaten a lot of fruit?
Am I eating a lot of fruit? Yesterday, I had like a whole thing of watermelon.
Hey, did you drink yesterday?
2 days ago.
Might be all right. Did you kill any bugs?
Kill any bugs?
Yeah.
Maybe like a mosquito or two.
Yeah.
I have a giant bug bite on my thigh though.
You might be on the wrong timeline. All right. Well, we'll see if me and Bill can head into the upside down. We'll save you. Don't worry. We'll drill a hole in the ceiling and we'll pull you out through the upside down.
Perfect.
So we are live. We are ready to rock. We are bringing on Joey Rackets, I believe.
We are.
I went to the Minions movie this morning with my niece and nephew to vibe up during the collision at CERN. And Bill, there was a nun in the Minions movie. We'll get right into sports in a second. There was a nun in the Minions movie, okay? I don't know if you know much about this, but she turned into an animal. They all turned into animals. Do you want to guess what animal the nun turned into?
Bird?
No.
No idea.
A serpent.
Hmm.
The nun turned into that.
Listen, I am not going to give any money towards the people who write the Minions, who do anything with that, because that is a form of Hitler.
Yep, Holocaust.
You could say that it's not, and it's all pretend. I believe it is, and I will not give $1 to any of those Minion characters because they are all based on little Jewish kids being slaves with helmets on their heads.
And the nun turned in, for those of you that don't know, this is the Pope's Hall, the hall that the Pope speaks out of. What does that look like to you, Evan?
That looks like a serpent.
Yes, that is the Pope's Hall, and this is the statue that sits behind the Pope as he speaks. What does that look like? Pretty demonic, right? Okay. So we're in the new timeline now, and that means we're going to smash all our bets. I think right as the old timeline was ending, Bill, Novak Djokovic, down 2 sets when I went to the movies, was getting rocked by Sinner, and I walked out to see that Novak actually won, and I was not happy to see that. And then the bosons collided. So let's see if we could turn the Wimbledon nonsense around. A lot of chaos there. Evan, what is going on in the world of sports? I'm assuming there's absolutely nothing.
Literally not a thing. There's just obviously like all the sports sites are like, oh, where's Kevin Durant going? Will he go back to the Warriors, Sixers? And there's nothing happening.
Yeah. So, I mean, everyone's too focused on whether we're all going to die or not.
I do. So I was looking. There's a lot of like MLB trade stuff going on, like who's going to go where.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have the Yankees acquiring Benintendi, Tommy.
I like that a lot. A lot.
I thought you would.
Yeah. I mean, he fits the exact, let me just see here. He fits the exact Tommy G model, a lefty who you can get for probably pennies on the dollar, who bats for a high average, doesn't have much power, but that short porch in right field should make him go from a 15 home run guy to maybe a 20, 25 home run guy. Absolutely perfect. Hustler, defender. Love it. I absolutely would love that. If that would be one of my top 5 guys I would love the Yankees to get. I think he's batting like 320 this year, right?
Oh, yeah, he's having a good year.
Yeah, I would fucking love that. I love Benintendi. That would be fantastic if the Yankees did that. Bill, big news on the baseball front. We'll bring Rackets in here in a minute to talk a little tennis and baseball. But big news on the baseball front today for your Metsies. Scherzer and DeGrom. So fill everyone in on what's going on with Uncle Steve.
Scherzer starts today. Major League game. Pitching for the Mets. I'm taking the Mets. And DeGrom pitched in a minor league game. He pitched 6 outs, 5 strikeouts on 6 batters. I think it was like 18 strikes out of 24 pitches, some shit like that. Mm-hmm. So, and there's no slowdown in his velocity. So he says he's going balls to the wall. He's not going to rev back like everybody thought and only pitch 75%. He says to beat him, he has to go all in. So we're going to know right away. I mean, his arm's either going to break in his first or second start, or it's not. We're going to find out. We'll see how it is. I'm not having my hopes up for DeGrom. I think there's something serious. The way he pitches is too violent, too much speed. There's something wrong with his arm. You know, they were always like, oh, DeGrom doesn't have a lot of innings on his arm. He doesn't have a lot ever because all these other pitchers had all these innings. Well, I mean, if you have 2/3 or 3/4 of the innings everyone else does, but you're throwing 100 on every pitch, there's a fucking difference. Your arm's not meant to do that. So, listen, I hope to hell that he's all right, but I don't know. But they have the Mets getting maybe looking at a couple pitchers, and they have the Mets going for Contreras. Tommy, what do you think about that?
Which one? The one not the one from the Braves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. They need a catcher, man. That's the one thing we've been saying.
They need a catcher.
They have 16 catchers, and they all suck. So I do like that move for the Mets. They need a power bat. They don't need a lefty like the Yankees are in dire need of because they got McNeil and Nimmo and Lindor bats from both sides of the plate. So I like the Escobar bats from both sides of the plate. I like that move. Yeah, I think that's a great move. I think Contreras to the Mets, Benintendi to the Yankees would be two perfect fits that aren't going to break your bank long term. You don't need to sign $150 million contracts when their time is up. Like both those. I think that's a good move. I do think the Mets probably need maybe one more bat on top of that. They don't need another Contreras type bat, but they probably need a Benintendi or something. Because right now you are looking at a Mets lineup that really doesn't have that much pop in it, Bill, and they've really avoided injuries almost the whole year. So, you know, you get a week where, you know, like that one game where I almost called it to the game, Alonso and Marte go down or something like that, and one's on the DL for 30 days. You're gonna have trouble in that lineup. So Contreras will be good, but I think they still need one more bat, one more arm.
Now, if you're the Angels, do you go and get Brandon Drury, like people are saying that's going to happen for them?
The Angels?
I mean,
I think the Angels need more than Brandon Drury. That's the problem. I mean,
the problem is their infield. Their pitching hasn't been awful. Their pitching hasn't been awful. Their infield, Tommy, look at their infield. Their infield's awful.
I mean, listen.
Stats for their infield is awful.
I mean, that team is going to be very dependent on Rendon, right?
He's done for the year.
He's done for the year, or does he have a chance of coming back?
He's done for the year.
So if he's done for the year, I wouldn't even be buyers right now.
That's what I'm saying.
They're 7 games under 500. They got the same record as the fucking Orioles. Neither of those teams are making the playoffs. Sorry, Rackets.
Well, I was going to wait for Rackets to come in to talk about the Orioles.
Bring Rackets in now. But, I mean, if you look at that lineup, without Rendon, I mean, I like Trout and Ohtani and Walsh, obviously. But, you know, Taylor Ward up at the top is fine. Rengifo, Max Stassi, Brandon March is fine. VR, Velasquez. I mean, that team's not there yet. And I think they're pitching a little over their head, too. Joey Rackets, how you doing, brother?
What's up, Tommy G?
Nothing. So we're talking about the trade deadline, Rackets, and all the people. So I'm going over the teams, and I'm looking at it, and I see like 7 Orioles.
Dude.
Different teams.
They're all over the place, man.
Yeah. So, and it's not just, and it's all the good ones. Man,
of course.
Santander, it's everybody who's good.
Mancini, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Rackets. It's not looking good.
See, so I think that Mullins is going to be a big topic too. I think they can actually keep Mullins. Anybody that's under contract for the rest of this year, like going forward, I think they end up keeping. So that's going to bring in Jordan Lyles is going to be available. I think Mancini is available. I think Santander is available. I think Santander is the best fit for the Yankees, if we're being completely honest. You got a switch hitter. He gets rid of Hicks out of the fucking lineup. He plays great defense. He's got a good arm. Santander is he is who the Yankees should be fucking trying to get. As far as Mancini, I think Mancini would be a fit with the Mets, but I don't know where he would play aside from DH, because you're not going to pull Alonso out of first unless you're going to let Alonso DH a lot more. But Mancini's he can play the outfield, but he doesn't look great out there.
Yeah, Mancini's going to end up somewhere. Obviously, Santander's going to end up somewhere. We were just talking before you came on, Rackets, about Benintendi to the Yankees. Bill just broke me on. I would love that. I just ran through that. Any lefties or switch hitters the Yankees can get that could at least play a little bit of defense, I think is critical, because like you said, Hicks is garbage. Gallo was a terrible move. They just have no left-handed pop outside of Carpenter, who doesn't even fucking play.
Yeah, the issue with Benintendi is he's got no throwing arm. So, I mean, he's going to be exploited on defense, running the bases, especially with the Astros who run bases really well. His arm's going to get exploited out there. I don't like him playing the field. I like his bat a little bit, but I think Santander is the whole package.
I mean, listen, I'd love it. I mean, I'd love Santander. I don't know if the Orioles are going to trade him to the Yankees, though. That's the thing. Are you going to trade one of your big chips within the division is the question. I actually do like Benintendi in the field. I just don't like his arm, obviously.
Yeah, his arm is trash.
We all know that. But he hasn't really been running much this year either. I don't know if that's a product of Kansas City, but it really can't be because they run more than almost any team. So little odd that he's only got one stolen base this year, but at least he's got a little speed and he hustles. Either of those acquisitions. Listen, you bring it, Bill. I was ecstatic over Matt Carpenter, was I not?
You were.
I mean, everyone's like, "Why is this guy still in baseball?" I'm like, "Bring me a lefty who hits the ball 320 feet to right field. That's what I want. Someone who normally flies out to the track to right field. It'll be a home run in Yankee Stadium." So, a lot of big moves there pending. Anything else you're seeing, Bill, for this deadline? I mean, I'm seeing
another one I thought was a little.
The Mets are actually in the running for Luis Castillo. I know I saw that. Them and the Padres.
Yeah. Tampa Bay always gets a big bat like they did last year. They're looking at Christian Walker.
I mean, wow. Listen, he's a stud, man. Rackets, you talk about his Savant page all the time.
Dude, his Savant page is nothing but red, man. Everybody's like, "Oh, he only hits 200." I'm like, yeah, but everything he hits is fucking hard, guys. Like, if once he gets a hold of it, it's gone. Same thing with Wisdom. Like, Wisdom whiffs a lot, but when he gets a hold of it, the ball goes a long way, man.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Walker making a big impact somewhere. I love that kid. I mean, I know he's not having the year that he should, but I mean,
he's got 21 bombs, Tommy G.
Does he really?
21 bombs.
I didn't even know that. What's he batting, like 210 though?
205, if that.
Yeah, I mean, that kid's a fucking star, man. But you definitely have some positive average regression coming for him for whoever gets him. He's not a 210 hitter, not even close. So I didn't know he had 20 homers. I thought he was sitting around 14.
He's got 21. He hit two when he hit two the other night. That was 19, or it was 20 and 21.
Wow, that's a lot more than I thought he had. So we got Contreras definitely on the move. The Blue Jays are definitely going to be looking to add a couple pieces, I would imagine. So you're going to have a pretty. What's up?
It says Luis Castillo for the Blue Jays.
And he's on the Mets and Padres radar too. I know that. But the Blue Jays need a left-handed stick, man. I don't know why. I mean, they're literally, if you look,
they're so right heavy. It's disgusting.
So right-handed. It's been a problem for them all the time. And then they go into the playoffs. If they do get there, which they probably will, they're running into the Garrett Coles and these hard throwing righties that, you know, you start breaking off sliders to these guys. It's just righty. You're talking Springer, Bichette, Guerrero. With Biggio not panning out for that team, it really took the one left-handed young bat that they had. Even what's the kid, Kirk, a righty down there. So they need a left-handed stick. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the running for Santander and Benintendi.
And they say that Boston's looking for pitching, but, you know, which possibly Jose Quintana. But Sale has one more rehab start before he's back. And James Paxton threw 32 pitch bullpen section for them, and he'll be back before the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's two big arms right there coming back in the lineup, coming back to the rotation.
Yeah, and they've been pitching. I mean, for June, I don't know where they ended up. I know about 3/4 of the way through June, they had the number one ERA in baseball. I don't know how they ended the last week and a half.
Yeah, they were 10-19 to start the season. They 20-6 in June. So
yeah, that 10 games over. We have a future on them. I have a future on them over 86.5. So they're finally back on pace to get us live in that one there after a horrific start. A couple other things. Laureano, I heard, is on the block. I mean, I don't care righty lefty. I want that motherfucker. Any team that can get him, he's a weapon. Rackets.
I like Ramon Laureano a lot, man. I've been a big fan of his for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where he'd be going, but obviously, I would assume anyone in the A's is available at this point. They can't even put a person in the seats, so I don't think they're looking.
Montas got hurt for them too the other day. He left the game. I don't know if it's serious or not, but he was one of their big,
he's
potential returns.
They had the Dodgers looking at him too.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees go out and grab Bumgarner, who I don't want, but I could see that.
I don't. Doesn't he have a no trade, Bumgarner?
No, I mean, if he does have a no trade, they all have a list.
They always said him coming here, and I do remember him saying in the past he didn't want to come to the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he's not.
Yeah, I think he had a bunch of chances to come here and he never did. So I don't think he wants to come here.
I mean, the one guy that I love, I think Rackets, you'll agree with this, who the Yankees were actually looking at earlier. I don't know if they're still there, is Brian Reynolds.
Yeah.
With radar. He's a nice little piece, would be a nice little fit for any team. And I don't think Zach Gallen's moving. I don't think Soto's moving. A lot of these guys that you would think aren't moving. It's really the next, when's the trade deadline? When's the official deadline?
I think they moved it back to the 31st this year, didn't they?
We got another month, right?
Yeah, I think it's July 31st. I don't think it's August this year.
It's August 2nd.
Okay.
Oh, it's August 2nd?
So yeah, a lot's going to depend. I mean, listen, Rackets Orioles, I know we fuck with them a lot about it. If they go on a fucking, 10-4 run or something like that, they could switch quickly from sellers to buyers. Same thing with the Angels. They could turn into sellers from buyers. I mean, a lot can happen over the next few weeks. So keep an eye on that, and we'll keep you updated every week. We'll give you a rundown on where we think's going and who's going where. But we should start to see some trades happening over the next week or two, and then really explode at the end of the month. Rackets, what's going on in Wimbledon right now? I mean, this shit is so upside down, fucking, that you just assumed Djokovic was going to get knocked off today. He goes down 2-0 to Sinner. I go into the Minions movie theater. I come out and see that he just fucking hot knife through buttered him for the last 3 sets. What the fuck happened in that match?
I woke up when it was 2-1. Djokovic had just won the third set. And I was like, oh, okay. Sinner, he must have played pretty well in the first 2 sets. And then you could just see like his level was dropping, his confidence was dropping. Joker got the early break in the 4th set, and it was just like, okay, now that we know this is going 5, and it got to the 5th. The Joker got the early break in the 5th, and you could just tell he was down. But I understand Djokovic won. He came back. He had a great match, whatever. This is proving my point that he's not winning this tournament, man. You can't drop a set to Kwan. You can't drop a set to TVR. Now drop 2 sets to Sinner. He's playing too much tennis, man. And he's playing too much tennis again. And Nadal is just destroying everybody he played. I said it on the Discord yesterday. I'm like, this is the most unexciting match I've ever seen. I didn't expect it to be exciting, but at the same time, Nadal just made such quick work of him and such easy work of Bodic that it was anticlimactic. It was boring to watch, and you just knew what was going to happen. And now you head into it, and Nadal is going to end up with Kyrgios, because I think Kyrgios beats Garin, and Nadal gets.
When's that Kyrgios match? Tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. There was a little bit of news earlier today that Kyrgios has court next month for some bullshit with his ex-girlfriend, but I don't really think that's going to bother him.
That's shocking, though. I wouldn't. He seems too mild-mannered to have an issue with an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly, right. But here's the thing. His ex-girlfriend, pardon my language, a little bit of a cunt. Okay, so they broke up in December before the Australian Open. Okay, so it was in the off season. If all this shit happened, why didn't it come out until he's in the fucking quarterfinals of Wimbledon? And come on, guys, like, let's be real with this. I'm sure something happened, but if it was to the level of criminal activity, it would have not taken 8 months for him to fucking get brought to court for it, right? So I think it's in the back of his mind. I don't think it really matters. Well, I'm more concerned about his shoulder, about his shoulder. If he's all doped up tomorrow and he has his painkillers in the morning, Hoffman knows, man. We were watching that. He was just ripping aces right off the painkillers. They started kicking in, and he just started going crazy. So I don't expect really anything different in that. I expect a Nadal Kyrgios semifinal. Nori just won, so you're going to get Djokovic and Nori. Nori is going to give Djokovic a fucking.
Nori, right. So let me jump you here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Looking at the futures, I know you were on Kyrgios right from the beginning of the tournament. He's still plus 1,300, and Nori
is crazy.
No, I mean that's an insane number. Not to mention Rackets. Nori's plus 2,400. So I mean, if you take those two, I'm going to be putting a future out on those two. You already have future on Kyrgios. I'm taking a future on them because I think one of those, if you're looking Nori Joker, and if Kyrgios doesn't have a shoulder injury, if he wins his next match, he's going to drop to like plus 700, plus 800. So I want to catch him now if you're not in on it already. But 1,300 and 2,400, there's an outside chance that they both win, that you could see Nori beat Joker and you could see Kyrgios beat Nadal. But I think you're sitting on a pretty decent chance of one of those guys to advance and knock off one of the GOATs. And then you got an easy hedge in the finals, once that happens. So what do you think of me hitting both of those, 13 and 24?
I have no issue with it whatsoever. And we were talking about Garin yesterday. He's a clay court guy, man. He doesn't have the power Kyrgios has. He's got a good return game, but he will not challenge Kyrgios in a tiebreaker. He will not challenge Kyrgios to serve. So Kyrgios is going to move on within 4 sets. I have no doubt in my mind with that. And then we're going to have Nadal versus Kyrgios, and that might be the best match of the tournament. That's one future against our other future. So we should end up with one side of it. And then Nori has a real good chance to take Djokovic down. And it's only because of how much Joker struggled already. He hasn't been great on serve. He's been making more unforced errors than I've ever seen him make. And he cleaned those up in the 3rd and 4th sets today, but they still happened in the 1st and 2nd. And when we bet on TVR the other day, I had said when Joker struggles, he struggles early in fucking matches. And I thought TVR was going to take that 1st set. He ended up taking the 2nd set, but he's not playing his dominant lights out self. And when you can be had and you're playing against guys like Kyrgios and Nadal that will hold their serve all the time, you gotta step your game up.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes. Bill, any input on anything going on here in the tennis world?
Nah, once it gets into these tough matches like this, I bow out and I just do whatever what Rackets says or something else. I haven't been playing a lot of tennis. It's too up and down, too much crazy shit.
Wimbledon's always like that. Wimbledon's always a disaster and upside down. Ons Jabeur and Nori just won for you today, though, Rackets. I see the chat going nuts.
Yeah,
that was a nice live bet there. If anyone took it,
she lost the first one, right? Lost the first set.
She lost that first set, yeah.
Yeah. So, anything coming up? Let me look at the matches for tomorrow because I know we're pretty much done for the day today. But tomorrow we got Nadal minus 280 versus Fritz. That number seems fucking crazy light, Rackets. I'm going to be parlaying Kyrgios and Nadal for minus 142 or minus 152. What are you thinking on that front? And then on the women's side, we have, let me see, Halep at 6 a.m. and Tomjanovic at 6 a.m. Halep minus 235, my girl, and Rybakina minus 194. What are we looking at on those four?
I like all the favorites tomorrow. Nadal, Kyrgios, Halep, and Rybakina.
Okay.
Ayla Tomjanovic, she played well in her last match. She kind of got a gift from Cornet because Cornet got injured in that 2nd set. She should have been done. So that she shouldn't even be here. Fritz is going to give Nadal a little bit of an issue on his serve. He's been serving really well. But it's Rafa. All he really needs is one break. And I don't see that really going more than 4 sets. Fritz might steal one. Like I said, Kyrgios, I don't see Garin really, as long as Kyrgios' head is right, I don't see Garin taking more than 1 set off of him. And then Halep has just been unbelievable. She's been the best woman aside from Jabeur in the tournament the entire 2 weeks. So I think she rolls through Anisimova. It may take her 3 sets, but I would assume it was straights. And Rybakina I like a lot against Ayla.
So any plays that you wanted to give out on here? Any parlay? Do you want to pair any of these together or anything? Or you're going to wait it out?
Halep and Rybakina is fine. It should be plus 116. I'm perfect with it.
And if you pair it, and if you throw Nadal and Kyrgios in it, you can plus 260 too. So
I think all the favorites win tomorrow. I don't think there's any value. There's a little bit of value on a little bit of the dogs, but I think it's a favorite day tomorrow.
I mean, if Halep wouldn't have got her breast reduction, you would have fucking bombs flying in this Anisa
everywhere.
I mean, you'd have tons of D's flying all over this Bill Rupp. Huge titties. I was sending Bill. He was doubting the size of Anisimova's tits, and I had to send him some pictures. He was right, Bill. I swayed you.
They were monsters.
They're monsters.
Oh, they're huge. She's
and
got some cannons.
Like this before she got them reduced. So we would have had a nice little booby battle there. The hug at the net at the end would have been something for the ages, Bill Rupp. You'd have been fucking getting the now. So all right, let's move over to baseball here. I put the parlay out there, and Evan, do you got Rackets parlay in there?
No, I don't.
Halep, it's Halep and
Rybakina plus 116.
Both the women plus 116. Let's move over to baseball here. We just talked a little free agency. Let's get on the diamond. Rackets, start with you. What are we looking at? Not much day baseball today. Pretty much just got an afternoon game, so we'll talk about that first. Seattle and San Diego. Clevenger on the bump versus Gilbert, minus 136. I'm seeing on FanDuel. I saw it as low as 120 and as high as 145. So 136 is right there in the middle. You like anything in this game?
I'm kind of leaning toward the Mariners, man. I like Logan Gilbert. Clevenger hasn't been really that good. And Mariners been hitting the ball. So I like the Mariners, even without Ty France, which is surprising.
Yeah, the addition of Carlos Santana, sticking him in a 3-hole bat at 180 was a little confusing. So we'll see if he can heat up a little bit. Bill Rupp, like anything on this Seattle-San Diego game?
Well, I mean, since Clevenger got hurt, he started out with 3 innings and 2 innings, and then 4 innings, 1 earned. Now he was up to, against Arizona, 6 innings, 1 hit, 0 earned runs. So he actually pitched pretty well his last game. So therefore, I am going to stay clear away from that.
So you're not touching anything on this game?
No, sir.
All right, so Bill Rupp is off the board on this one. What time is that game at again?
4:10.
4:11, yeah.
Okay.
What a stupid start time.
All right, Clevenger used to have some pretty drastic splits, righty-lefty. Obviously, he hasn't been pitching too much lately, but it looks like those have kind of leveled out. So I'm probably not going to be on this game either. I'll let this one slide. Day baseball's been a fucking nightmare. Night baseball is normalized. Day baseball's been a disaster. It's just fucking – you guys agree?
Yeah, especially now that there's like 11 a.m. baseball and shit.
Afternoon games are just
It's unbettable. It's unbettable.
They're a shit show. So luckily we only got one of those today. Let's move on to the late slate here. We got the Mets, Scherzer at the Reds, minus 220 on the road. How deep is he going to go, and how heavy are you going to go on him, Bill Rupp?
I am taking the Mets today. I am parlaying the Mets with the Astros to get plus 103.
All right. So
don't care who starts for the Mets today. Scherzer's just a bonus, even if he goes like 3 or 4 innings.
I think he's going to go more than that. He threw 80 in his last rehab start. So normally, I mean, obviously with someone like Scherzer, they may baby him. Obviously, you're going to throw a little harder and a little more effort when you come back to the majors. But normally in the preseason, when you see a pitcher get up to 60, they throw 80. When you see them get to 80 in their first start, they usually can go 90 to 100. So I don't think we're going to see that 95 number, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see 85 pitches out of Scherzer today. So you might get
and you don't need to scorch the world like against the Reds. So I mean, you're going to score. The Mets are going to score on the Reds. So it's not, even if Scherzer lets up a few and a bullpen lets up a few like yesterday, the Mets are going to score. Lodolo is fucking garbage.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of that pitching staff is garbage, like their reliever.
Their bullpen has a 5.6 ERA.
Yeah. So even Lodolo, he did pitch good last start against the Cardinals, but the Cardinals are very weird. Sometimes they don't hit at all. Very strange team. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm with the Mets. I like the Mets. Even if Scherzer wasn't starting, I liked the Mets yesterday. So I like the Mets today.
I'm laying off that game. If it was anyone but Lindolo on the mound for the Reds, I may consider it. Might have some rain issues in that game, too. It looks like a 50% chance of rain throughout the night. So keep your eye on that. Any lean on that, Rackets, or no?
I'm on the Mets and the Yankees. I like the Mets and Yankees parlay. I think it's plus 116.
Okay. Then basically everything else, that's a 640 game. We have another 640 game. Angels, Miami, Alcantara, and Syndergaard. I'm going to be on the Marlins here, minus 128. That is definitely one of my plays. I love fading Syndergaard, and I love my boy. I mean, I've been playing this kid in DFS, Alcantara, since maybe his first start ever in baseball 4 or 5 years ago. So I love Sandy. I'm going to be on the
having Cy Young year.
I love him. I mean, I was all over him and Pablo. I used to play pretty much every time they towed the bump for the last 5 years. So he's put it all together, and he's a star, man. This kid's really good. He's coming into his own. He's like 27 now. He's been in the league for 5 years. I'm going to take my chances with the Marlins, who are not a bad baseball team. I think they actually have a better record than the Angels. So give me the Marlins at home with Sandy. Anyone else? Rackets? Bill?
I have no lean on that game. I do like Alcantara, though.
Yeah. All right. Now we got the rest of the slate starting at 7 o'clock. Bill, what are you looking at on this slate? I know you mentioned you were parlaying the Mets with something. What are we looking at for the rest of the day?
The Mets and the Astros. I'm on the Astros. I like them a lot today. Kansas City, barring, lineups. Kansas City is not great. They will put up some runs, but as we've seen yesterday, their bullpen stinks. And you said it the whole time, Astros are going to come back, and they did. So, barring any major lineup moves, where Altuve, Tucker, any of those guys sit like that. I mean, Brantley's already injured. So, Bregman, Alvarez, if any of these guys are out, then I won't be playing them. But I like them as of now with the Mets. And that's where I'm at right now.
All right. Rackets, what are you looking at there?
Yankees and Mets. I said that one, and then
the Pirates scare me a little bit because they do win.
That's my team. Yeah. So the Pirates have been killing teams with good records. They're the most profitable team in all of baseball. I mentioned this on the last show, right? So, Bill, I know you were just going to mention it. I'm torn here because I always just slam the Yankees in the parlays no matter what, and it's been profitable most of the year. I'm a little not to mention you have Tyon versus old team. Tyon pitched for the Pirates here. I think this is his first career start against the team I believe he came up with, unless he was somewhere else for a cup of coffee. But I know Tyon from when he first came into the league as being a Pirate. So you have a couple factors here of Tyon versus old team. Is he going to be all jacked up? Is he going to be overthrowing and have some pressure on him? Pittsburgh, who just keeps beating good teams at home and losing to bad teams. I don't know. I want to hit the Yankees. I'm probably gonna, but it's got me a little nervous.
No, I have no issue with it. I'm targeting the Pirates out there.
All right. Another one here, obviously, the Houston Astros. We talked about it yesterday. They went down 5-0 on the voice chat. I told everyone they're coming back. They're coming back. Don't worry. They chewed their way back into that game and ended up winning. I think, Bill, like we said, just got to ride the Astros right now till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. I might be taking the Astros, might be taking Jordan again for Dinger Tuesday today. I'm looking. I kind of like him. I think there could be a couple home runs in that game. Again, the Yankee game is another one where the Yankee team could just explode for a couple. So that might be a good one also. Anything you're seeing?
I'm looking at it right now. I think I'm targeting that Atlanta game. But Rackets, what are you looking at for Dinger Tuesday? You've been pretty hot with home runs lately. Got a couple multi-home run games.
Yeah, I'm going to the birthday boy today, Austin Hayes, baby.
Oh yeah,
Happy birthday, Austin Hayes, hitting a home run.
What would you do if Austin Hayes ends up getting traded at the deadline? Because I know in March they were talking about deals for Mullins and Hayes. Would you turn in your colors?
I mean, man, I don't know. I don't know. I might.
It's like you asked him what he was
doing. He's my guy, dude. I love that guy. I
know. That's what I'm saying. He can get traded, obviously. Anyone.
100%. I don't think he's one of the. He got.
It would be insane. Dude. But I would imagine if they trade Austin Hayes, they don't care about their future.
Yeah, then I'm out. I'm with Austin. I'm going where he goes. He could go to the Tigers. I'm on. See, look at it. Right there.
There you go. So, maybe that's some foreshadowing there, Bill Rupp. That would be the quickest fandom in the history of sports, I think. Rackets going on Baltimore. Being off by the All-Star break. That would be pretty impressive.
That would be very fast.
They can't trade my guy, dude.
I hope he goes to the fucking Yankees and we kick him off the bandwagon. Just fucking don't let him out.
That's why I want Santander to go there so bad. I'm like, at least I get rooted for him there.
Yeah, Santander should end up on the Yankees, I would imagine. Do we know who Hoffman's on for the home run? Hoffman, if you're listening.
Texted me. He is on Judge.
Oh, he's on Judge today, huh? Versus Quintana?
Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. I think I might be jumping on Schwarb Daddy over here. Just digging into the weather a little bit. I forgot to look at the weather because I was in the movie theater. So from a weather perspective here, any other games, guys, before we jump into the Dinger Tuesday? We have the Orioles -116 versus the Rangers. Rackets?
I'm always on the Orioles, man, and they're starting to get some love. They've been favorites the last 2 days.
Okay. Detroit, Cleveland. You were on Detroit yesterday. It was a great call.
I was on Detroit yesterday. I'm not on him today. I don't really like fucking with Quantrill, even though he's not that great. But I have some interest in them live. I just want to see how Hutchison looks.
Okay. Bill, any interest in either of those two?
No, not yet. Nothing else.
Right. Braves Cardinals is an interesting one. Ian Anderson is a complete fucking gas can.
He's awful.
He's absolutely atrocious. He's awful. And you're looking at a 10 total on this game, guys. His total is really flying up. Started at like 9. It's up to 10 right now. And if you look at the weather shot over there in Atlanta, 89 degrees, 1 mile per hour wind blowing out. It's pretty much wind neutral. And you got Palante and Ian Anderson on the mound with guys like Acuna, Olsen, Riley, Goldschmidt, Arenado. A lot of big bats in there. That's going to be my Dinger Tuesday game. I'm just deciding right now as we finish up here which dinger bat I'm going to go on. But I'd be shocked if we don't get 3 or 4 home runs out of that game.
Yeah, I could see that too. I like that. Ian Anderson's given up about 10 home runs.
I think that was just last game.
Yeah, I think it was too. I was on the Phillies that last game when I think, what was the Phillies when he gave up like fucking 7 runs or something?
Oh, they just let him to die. Yeah, it was like 7.
He gave up 2 innings.
That destroys.
Yeah, it's a fucking disaster. A fucking train wreck. So it's amazing too. He was actually pretty decent. I'm surprised how much he actually fell off. That's one Digger Tuesday target. Obviously 10 total. You got the Minnesota White Sox game. I'd be shocked if that game plays. From what I'm seeing rain all through the night. So wouldn't look at that. Pretty much every total today, guys, is up in that 8.5, 9 range as the weather warms up around the country. Whereas the other day, I think it was Sunday, we saw like every total at 7. So Rackets targeting the 9.5 in Orioles. I'm targeting the 9.5 in Atlanta. And Bill, you are targeting the Yankee game, which we are looking at 9.
No, Hoffman's on that game.
Okay, I'm going to give you so I'm not going to make this my Dinger Tuesday, but I'm going to make this my favorite play of the day. I'm going to tell you something right now. Evan, I'd like you to make sure you record this because we're going to need this on record here for when I'm dead fucking on. Brag about myself for a second. When I was hosting my show on Sirius XM, I had Anthony Rizzo on the show, and I interviewed him. And we were talking. I was trying to impress him, and I was a big DFS player back then. And I told Anthony Rizzo on the show, dude, you mash PNC Park. What goes on when you go to Pittsburgh? Why do you mash so much in PNC? And the funny thing was, he told me, it's like, you're the first person ever to notice that. But yeah, it's for something that happens when I go there. I see the baseball like a beach ball, he told me, in that park. I don't know why or what it is. The Yankees will be in PNC Park for the next 3 or 4 days. I don't know if it's a 3-game series or a 4-game series. We will be pounding Anthony Rizzo props across the board. Home runs, doubles, total bases, hits, the whole 9. So I'll be slamming Rizzo at PNC this whole week. Not using it as the Dinger Tuesday because I don't know if we'll get 5 home runs out of that game. But love Anthony Rizzo today across the board. So definitely going to take his total bases and all that. What do you guys think?
I remember listening to that interview on Sirius. So
all right.
I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Let me just see here if I can pull up this split. Here it is. In 55 games, he has 18 home runs in PNC Park, 90 hits in 55 games with 50 RBIs. So if you triple those numbers, 55 games, you triple that, you're looking at 165, which is probably 10 games, 15 games more than a normal Major League will play if they play a full season. That would be 60 homers, 150 RBIs, and 270 hits. It's a lot. So we'll be looking at Rizzo, heavy hitter here in Pittsburgh. Anything else on the baseball slate before we go to the dingers?
Nope.
Okay.
We already did our dinger, so it's just.
All right, so make it official for Evan so you can put it in. Official Dinger Tuesday calls. Rackets, you are on Hayes?
Austin Hayes, plus 430.
Okay. Austin Hayes, plus 430. Bill Rupp?
Alvarez, plus 300. I already wrote it in.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to go to the Yankee game for my Dinger Tuesday. And I lied. Anthony Rizzo, Dinger Tuesday. Hits 2 today. Anthony Rizzo is putting 2 balls out of the park today in not the greatest hitters park in Pittsburgh versus a lefty. Dinger Tuesday, Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, a lefty he's never hit one off of.
Doesn't matter. We're playing the park, Bill. We're playing the park. Like I told you with Houston when they played the Yankees and the Mets, we're just riding the wave. We're just Supermaning it. So, but if you do want to do Dinger Tuesday, Cardinals, Braves, definitely a place to go do it. But guess what? You could do it in multiple games. Did anyone try it last week? I didn't.
No.
I didn't know.
Was it working where people were able to play multiple games?
Yeah, no, I've seen people do it.
Okay. So I'm going to do another Dinger Tuesday then. I'll throw another one out in Atlanta for people who want to do it. I think we're looking at Acuna going Yahtzee here off Palante. So I'm going to do a 2 Dinger Tuesdays today with Acuna. Did you want to add a second one, Rackets?
Yeah, give me a second. Let me look.
All right, Bill.
Hoffman has Judge.
What's that?
Hoffman has Judge, just so we remember.
Let me get the numbers for Evan here. What are the odds on these right now? What are the odds for?
I already did all mine. Mine's already on there.
All right, what's Judge?
Rackets is on there also.
What's Judge?
Judge, I don't. I'm gonna guess Judge is low on MGM.
Judge is 220.
Okay.
Okay. I don't see Rizzo listed on FanDuel. Don't tell me if he's not in the lineup, bro.
Well, there's no lineup yet.
That's what I'm saying. The only reason I wouldn't be listed is if he was in the lineup. Can anyone make sense of this? Why is Rizzo? I mean, this is faction to the fullest, Bill. Every single Yankee is on FanDuel except Rizzo.
Yeah, Rizzo's 375 on MGM.
Is not on FanDuel.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. Got some faction. They got the same information I got here.
All right.
Second dinger Tuesday, Patrick Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Going right back to him, dude. 320.
Wisdom plus 320. Bill, pull out a second dinger.
No. Only one.
Only one for Bill. All right. I'm going to throw Acuna up here. And let's see what Acuna is to hit a home run. We'll put you with Hoffman's, Bill. We'll give you Hoffman's. Acuna plus.
Talk to you. If you're listening, bet MGM. Awful decision yesterday by not voiding the hot dog bets.
Oh, wow.
I was on the phone with them and I was on email with them and live chat for like 3 hours going back and forth. The guy was like, well, it only stopped him for 3 seconds. So then, Tommy, I just whipped out your thing that you told me the other day about the base hit when Bryant tried to stretch it into a double. So I told him, I said, not for nothing. I said, obviously you don't gamble then, because you would know that one little mishap or a stoppage in anything could lead to something that we don't know what it could have led to.
Right.
He had a hurt ankle, which could have caused him more pain by getting someone in a headlock. I don't care. It was a lot more than 3 seconds anyway. DraftKings did the right thing and voided the bets. Clearly, there was some type of fixing going on there. Everything now from fucking Super Bowl down to the fucking hot dog eating contest is being fixed.
Yep.
It's insane. They're fixing hot dog eating contests now.
Bill, I didn't really think about it and didn't care. I would have been all over the under just because of the ankle, because I know he jumps up and down when he eats the hot dogs to try and get it down. So I would have been on the under anyway. But, I mean, you got to just go against the public on anything like that. They're going to fix it. They're going to fix everything that they can. And I wouldn't be surprised if FanDuel paid that fucking dude to show up on the stage. I mean, everything is rigged that they can rig. Everything is rigged. Like, there's so many coincidences that at some point you got to say these aren't coincidences.
Went from minus 140 at 74.5 to plus 110.
Yeah.
The over. So it was a 55-cent move, 60 cent, maybe when 150. It was crazy, right? An hour before the hot dog contest. MGM even pulled it down 2 hours before the contest started. So obviously they knew what was going on. It was bullshit, bro. It was fucking bullshit. Bad decision by them. Bad decision. You're a $1 billion gambling company, and not to take that down is ridiculous. Yeah. And I'm not done. I'm still coming after you for it.
I mean, dude, there's 3 people, Rackets, that you don't want up your ass if you are a customer service person. Do you know who those 3 people are?
Me, Iconic, and fucking Ghost.
Yes.
I was going to say Bill Rupp and Iconic are 1 and 2 for sure.
Bill Rupp, and honestly, Rackets, Nightghost is the worst.
Yeah,
Nightghost is like the worst. I think there's sports books who have a restraining order against Nightghost.
Nightghost can't even get on the app. Like, they have his IP address
on half the places he tried. So yeah, that's you don't want Bill Rupp, Iconic, or Nightghost on your ass. And there was a tweet the other day, Bill, where you and Iconic were jumping someone together, and I was like, oh my god, I feared for their lives. That was scary seeing you and Iconic go head on, fucking jumping someone together. But for those people talking about Rizzo versus lefties, yes. Shockingly, his numbers aren't that much worse, lefty-righty, as far as power is concerned. He's got 86 at-bats and 6 home runs compared to 188 at-bats and 16 home runs. So if you double those at-bats, you're looking about 170. Probably should have about 16 to 12, 16-13 would be his home run splits if you normalize that over an equal amount of at-bats. And last year, shockingly, for a larger sample size, Rizzo actually was better versus lefties than righties. He batted 325 versus lefties compared to 214 versus righties, and had 7 home runs and 150 at-bats compared to 15 and 345 at-bats. So he actually had a touch more power and 100 more batting average points versus lefties in 2021. So I wouldn't be too scared off on that lefty matchup there. You should be fine. Plus Quintana doesn't go deep. Probably get 4 innings of bullpen out of that Pittsburgh team anyway. So all good on Rizzo. Don't worry about those splits for those asking. Anything else here, boys, you want to get to before we ski-daddle out of here? Again, I was going to do a little little raffle here, Evan. We can't get to 100.
That's actually it's
I
unbelievable.
I don't know what more I could do. I'm trying to give shit away. No one wants. Just got to get to 100. Can't get to 100. Never. Can't do it.
Scoundrels.
They do it on Wednesday. That seems to be the day that they do it because we yell at them on Tuesday and it's fresh in their mind on Wednesday and they forget again by Friday. So, guys, tomorrow we're going to be doing another raffle. Go to nomercyorder.com, too. We got the new Red Pill shirts. Check them out. They are fucking fire. They're being shipped out this week. The Biden shirts are already in the mail. So those of you who got those, buy 2 shirts, get free shipping. Go over there, nomercyorder.com. We just dropped the Red Pill shirts. I know Rackets won the raffle for something the other day.
Can't win shit.
I mean, Rackets won. This is the logo on the Red Pill shirts, American flag and the Red Pill. And then here are the shirts themselves. Fucking fire. Go get yourself a Red Pill Patriot shirt over at nomercyorder.com. 30% off the whole entire site. Or get your shirt a Biden bicycle shirt.
Biden bicycle shirt's hilarious.
Biden bicycle shirt. Hopefully I'll have it by tomorrow. And I can start rocking it on the air. Rackets, final words, my friend.
Rupp and Rackets, 5:30. Tune in.
Let's go. Rupp and Rackets, 5:30. Keep your eyes on Twitter, by the way, guys. At Tommy G Returns 2. Won't talk about that, but make sure you're following at Tommy G Returns 2. If you think you're following already, you might not be. So go check it at Tommy G Returns 2. We did our Twitter Spaces first one last week. Bill, I think we got 600 people watching the Twitter Spaces last week, and I see like CNBC and other companies only get 200-300. So good showing. We'll be doing another one this week, probably a special edition Rupp and Rackets, either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll pop that out on Twitter again. So get over to 4deepbets.com. Promo's still going. The July 4th promo is still live. Buy 1 month, get 1 month free. So by July, you get August free. 2 for 1. Let's fuck. Bill, final words.
Rackets, this guy just thinks I'm going to just work like fucking sun up to sundown. Like fucking tomorrow, we got to do No Mercy. Then I got to do this fucking show. And then he wants me to do Rupp and Rackets. I mean, what the fuck?
Hey, he starts bringing me on this shit too, and he's like, "Hey, your workload is not that big. I want you to come on Stay Cashin for a little bit."
Listen, you guys want to fucking grow your following? You fucking ride the T train. You want to be fucking nobodies over there, fucking fingering your butthole, fucking a fucking Papa Daddy, and fucking
I'm all day Rupp.
Bill, all day Rupp.
Jesus.
Get to work, Bill. Get to work. Evan, final words.
Get the likes up, guys. Come on. That's all I got to say to you. And subscribe.
Get them up. Get them up. Likes up. 92. Almost got there. Didn't do it.
Too late.
Tomorrow.
Too
Get
late.
there earlier. A little late. Got to do it before I finish talking. For Joey Rackets, Bill Rupp, Evan Hand. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to go over some more baseball. We have free agency. We'll talk some Wimbledon. And we also have Price Wallace coming on or giving us the picks, one or the other. So we'll either have his plays or have Price with us. Maybe Aber will join us also. A lot going on here today and tomorrow. Lock in 4deepbets.com. Promo code July 4. Sign up for the 30-day package. Get August free. And then we'll start fucking all the way into football. For Rackets, for Bill, for Evan, I am Tommy G. Good luck. Stay cashin', motherfuckers.
Let's go!